Hello, we have a new U.S. chess champion here in St. Louis. I'm Jennifer Shahade, this is Mike Klein, and Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, St. Louis's own, won the U.S. chess championship a point ahead of the field.
That's right, yesterday he promised to go all out for a win as white, didn't want to leave his fate to chance, and he did just that. After e4, he didn't get what he probably was expecting. There was no Caro-Kann. After the French occurred on the board, he thought for about 10 minutes and decided to play the unusual system 2f4. Now, Yasser later said that he'd never faced it before in his career. Later on in the game, he developed his bishop in front of his d-pawn, which Yasser was expecting, but after bishop takes f5, a decision had to be made, which pawn to take back with. Since Yasser's pawn had already moved to g6, the natural continuation is to play g takes f5, but later on, Nakamura said this might have been a critical mistake, as the h-pawn that Yasser had remaining turned out to be very weak.
Nakamura played b4 to b5, and then got a gorgeous knight on c6. Yasser Seirawan had no way to take advantage of the weak c-pawn or the weak c4 square. In fact, things got worse as Nakamura played the nice retreating move, knight to b1, and then got total domination of the a1 to h8 diagonal. In fact, Yasser was forced to resign after knight to b4, followed by e6, uncovering the king on g7. What was your favorite win of Nakamura's in this tournament?
Well, it wasn't today's.
After the game, Nakamura had some thoughts about his victory and other subjects.
Well, it's just sort of trying to relax, just, you know, kind of let everything blow off, because it's a lot of pressure, a lot of tension for the past few weeks. So just trying to calm down and, you know, just enjoy myself for a little bit.
Meanwhile, in the U.S. Women's Chess Championship, the tension is still tight. We've got two players tied for first with 7 out of 9, Irina Krush and Anna Zatonski. Both won their final games.
Both of their games finished within 5 minutes of each other. Anna repeated the same opening roughly that she played against Tatev Abrahamian from last year's championship. She ended up getting a very powerful battery of rooks on the c-file, and as intimidating as they looked, Anna later said that Tatev's critical mistake was capturing rook takes c6. After the recapture d takes c6, there was just no way to blockade the d-pawn. Soon, Tatev had to sacrifice a rook for it, and she soon lost due to the material deficit.
Irina Krush, in her game against Kamila Bahinskaite, was pretty happy with the results of her opening, with lots of active piece play. And one of those pieces came right into the game with bishop to b5, scoring Kamila's queen to her pawn on e2. Irina Krush later said she was very happy to win this pawn, although she was surprised by how much counterplay Kamila ended up getting.
Let's take that pawn now, 'cause it's a very strong pawn for white. And I was like, because I was thinking, where did I go wrong? Like, I thought I made all these decent moves, and I see white having all this counterplay, all these ideas of taking an f6, where black is not going to be able to win. So queen a5 was a pretty bad move. I mean, you know, sort of pseudo-activating the queen, really shouldn't be going there. I should have, like, just calculated better and played knight d5.
But you got a second chance.
I got a second chance.
Then later, when she played knight takes d5, she was already pretty confident that she was going to be able to pull through with the win, and she did so quite easily. Her kingside pawn morass came crashing through.
Although neither woman has lost a game yet, there's no rest for the weary. They'll come back tomorrow at noon Central Time to play a 2-game quick chess match. If they're still tied after that, they'll go on to one final Armageddon game. Now, Irina said she's not going to change her strategy that she's used all tournament. She will not over-prepare tonight. Instead, she'll study a little bit and mostly just rest. She said every ounce of energy saved she'll be able to use in her match tomorrow.
Now, these two are always vying for first in the U.S. Women's Chess Championship. Their rivalry goes all the way back to a controversial Armageddon game in 2008.
Oh, come on.
This year, however, there's going to be no Blitz Armageddon. If they do tie that 2-game rapid match, it's a game 45 Armageddon battle. So in addition to some exciting rivalry, we're also going to be seeing some high-quality chess tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. This is it. The U.S. Women's Chess Championship will be decided at noon here in St. Louis and 1 Eastern. Check it out on uschesschamps.com.